Mtu anaenda anatafutwa, watu wanaenda wanatafutwa, wawe ni project. Wakuje waingie Kibra kama project, kwa sababu hawa wanatumika. Watakuwa wakiambiwa ruka, aulizi kwa nini anaruka.
Tumekata kusema mtu yule ataongoza Kibra ni yule tumeonyeshwa na baba na hakuna mwingine.
Sisi kama Jubilee tumesimama imara na Bwana Mariga na mapenzi ya Mungu. Tarehe 7 Mariga atatangazwa mbunge wa Jubilee wa Kibra.
Mwingine anakuja sasa pale anasema ati analeta siji mtu kupiga mchezo mpira. Anasema ati anakaa pale atamsaidia. Yeye ni makamu wa rais wakati huu. Kwa nini afanye hiyo kazi? Anangoja nini?
Mambo kule Kibra kimeumana. Yule mzee wa bedroom sasa ameuliza usaidizi kutoka watu wengine, sijui chama gani, sijui kundi gani. Ukiona mtu ameuliza usaidizi kwa bedroom, ujue mambo kimeumana.
Sasa wanakuja na pesa ndogo, kuja namna hii, wanaitwa kama mtu ambaye anaitwa kuku. Lakini hiyo pesa wakileta, hiyo ni pesa ambayo imeibiwa. Kila Jumapili yako kanisa hii milioni ngapi? Kanisa hii anamwaga hapa na pale. Na pande hii serikali imefilisika, kuna pesa. Ipana natoa wapi? Siri yenu hiyo.
All right, so those are the leaders expressing their views in as far as Kibra constituency is concerned. But don't be cheated. All this is because of the candidates, and we have voices of 3 of them. Let's listen to what Eliud Owalo, McDonald Mariga, and Bernard Okoth have to say in as far as this run is concerned.
Kichaguliwa nitahakikisha kwamba kila jamii katika eneo bunge la Kibra wakilishwa vilivyo katika CDF.
Tarehe 7 asubuhi tujitokeze tupige kura kupeleka Kibra mbele. Nyinyi kina mama, wazee, vijana wetu, msisawishiwe na ile pesa ambayo tunapewa.
Si watu wote tutaenda shule, si wote kupitia shule watapata makazi. Si ni kweli? Sasa wale wataingia mambo ya sports. Tunataka tujenge viwanja zote, tuweke turf na vijana wetu wapate mahali pa kucheza mpira.
Of course, the 3 of them, they are just part of 24 candidates that will be fighting it out on Thursday when the polls open at 6 a.m. The campaigns end tonight, that is at 6 p.m. And so from tomorrow, 48 hours begin that they should not campaign for 48 hours towards the election. Senator Mithika Linturi, I have not seen you in Kibra. Why have I not seen you, despite it becoming now, it's a showcase of what the national politics should be or will be?
Okay, I really don't have to be there, but I can tell you that deep from my heart, I support the candidate that has been fronted by my party, because I am a member of Jubilee Party as a candidate. So that is where my heart is in Kibra. Even the few people I met yesterday who come from Kibra in Meru, I told them, when you go there, kindly vote for the Jubilee candidate. But allow me to say this, it's really, really unfortunate for the Kibra people. It is unfortunate for the Kibra people because the contest is not about the quality or capacity, about their member of parliament who has the responsibility to represent their interests or manage their little resources through CNDF, and now has turned out to be a contest between the bigwigs in this country. And the Kibra people must be very, very careful when deciding on who to elect. How I wish that we give the people of Kibra the opportunity, without undue influence, to elect who their leader is. Because my experience,
What undue influence have you seen?
Undue influence from Baba, undue influence from William Ruto, undue influence from people who have nothing, right, to demonstrate to the Kibra, or to have, who do not really have the feel of the pain of the poor quality of whether it's water, whether it's road, whether it's sanitation, whatever it is in Kibra. That's what I am saying. Because when whatever stinks in Kibra, they don't wake up to that thing in the morning. So that's why I'm saying if the Kibra people were left to think soberly on who to elect, they would be doing the Kibra people a service to themselves.
But is it a possibility in this country that in campaigns and voters can squarely
It is only a possibility. It is only a possibility when it comes to general elections. And general by-elections are not won on the basis of who the candidate is. It's who is flexing muscle with the other. And I was shocked last night because I saw that now people are even saying this is a stage setting, that for 2022. The Kibra people are now lost.
And you'll be looking at that. So, Dr. Chris Omalo, you belong to the Fort Kenya. It has a candidate, Hamisi Butichi, but yet again, just like Senator Linturi, I've never seen you campaigning there. Why would you not?
I've been on the front line in Kibra. I belong to Fort Kenya, and I was there when Engineer Butich was presenting his papers. And the
papers?
Yes, and the time we had a rally in DC, I was actually there and I was the master of ceremony. And I want to tell you this.
And ever since you walked away.
Engineer Butich is going to surprise many people. He's born and bred in Kibra. He's a civil engineer. In terms of articulation matters on legislation, he's going to match Ken Okoth among the candidates. You know, I always tell people, Parliament is not a play of playing football or whatever the case. It's where you legislate.
And if you believe in that, why have you not been in Kibra?
I've been in Kibra. It's only that this weekend I was away. I was away on a parliamentary committee work, which was in Mombasa. So up there, and I support Engineer Butichi, who's a civil engineer. And by the way, Engineer Butichi had contested for Kibra in 2013. And he was number 2, actually, to Ken Okoth. Then 2017, it's when he had gone to Ikolomani. So watch this space. And by the way, what Honorable has said, it is important for Kibra people to know that they need somebody who will be there for the welfare of Kibra people, somebody who is capable of legislating. And for you to legislate in Parliament, you must be able to speak. And look at those candidates. Look at what Engineer Butich is offering. He's the candidate to watch. I know, Citizen, you've discriminated him. I've not seen you profile him anywhere.
How would you say that?
You've just indicated the 3 candidates.
We always cover
and I want to tell you,
there.
Engineer Hamisi Butichi anaenda kupita katikati yao.
You say. So,
but may the best candidate win, who will be there for the welfare of Kibra people. To me, Ken Okoth was my very close friend. We brought many bills together where I had moved, where he had seconded. He was a very good brain on matters of legislation. How I wish that they elect somebody who will be able to fit his shoes.
Okay. So that's your take on that, and you say that he's going to surprise many people. We don't know whether that will happen. I mean, the voters will decide on Thursday. But I want us to now move on as we focus on Kibra.
You don't want to hear my views?
Cannot say you're moving on. How is it possible? We are here. How can you not see that we are here?
Okay, listen. I want us to listen to what William Ruto, Raila Odinga, and Anne Waiguru were saying yesterday during the Kibra. Now, look at what you're doing to me. Kibra by-election, before I can take your comments. So let's have that.
Must be liberated. Hii Kibra tutaikomboa kutoka upuzi na ile unyanyazaji pamoja na ile mambo mengi ambayo imefanyika hapa Kibra.
Wale wengine wanabweka. Wanasema ati Raila ameite watu kwa bedroom yake. Kuna ubaya gani nikileta watu kwa bedroom yangu? Nimekosa. Si marafiki ndio wanaita kwa bedroom.
Tuwezi kukubali watu wachache watumie fujo, watumie mawe ati kukwamisha maendeleo na transformation ya Kibra.
Hii maneno ya Kibra tukimaliza, tuko na ile inaitwa BBI. Na hapo kwa BBI, mtashikilia BBI? Mmekubali kushikilia BBI? Hapo ndio serikali ya 2022 itatoka.
McDonald Mariga na mpira shoot. Lakini goalkeeper Anne Waiguru amenasa mpira bila wasiwasi.
Okay, now, as Senator Olekina and Edwin Sifuna are happy, they thought we were running away from the conversation. And now, but you see the kind of conversation that is going on there, even when Anne Waiguru saying that after this, the BBI is coming and it will be the source of the 2022 government. So essentially, there's a hidden agenda, or maybe not hidden, that yes, there's a by-election in Kibra, but then there's the question of 2022. Is it fair for the Kibra electorate that you're using this as a launching pad for political ambition and vision going forward?
I don't believe that Kibra is being used for as a platform to be able to set the agenda for 2022, really. I think Anne Waiguru, that's her personal opinion, and I think what she referred to was a BBI. He said, once we are done with this, then we talk about BBI. There's nothing wrong with taking that platform and saying, we have something else coming up which is going to take care of you. What the truth of the matter is that Bernard Okoth Otieno already won the election. This is a gentleman who the Kibra people know. He was there with his late brother, supporting him in implementing the CDF. People in Kibra have got a fantastic new high school. You know, the scholarships have been given to them. And I believe that the people of Kibra who are watching us today should reflect back on that, not some form of hypocrisy. When I hear Ruto talking about Tutaikomboa Kibra, it makes me wonder. Kwani, the only reason why you would be able to help Kenya and you are the deputy president is when you have a personal interest in it. You know, we have to be above board. You know, what the fact remains is that you may have asked me, why haven't I gone to Kibra? You know, the Maasais are pastoralists. We have a huge voters of Maasais in Kibra. Right. And I've been following them everywhere they go. When we go to Mao to plant trees, I tell them, oh yeah, and they all, that's what they do. You know, I tell them, go back and vote for ODM, because that's the only party which has really supported the people of Kibra for all these years. And I think, to be fair, you know, what the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga has done for Kibra, no one else has ever done that. He's been there for them. You know, there are some things you don't see, but the amount of support that he has given to the people in Kibra, you know, you can't measure. And so, my message to the people of Kibra is very simple. Let me just send my message. Is that, you know, usiwache mbachao kwa msala upitao. You know, you've been there with Raila Amolo Odinga. You've seen what he has been able to do for you. You saw what the late Ken Okoth did for you. It is time for you to reflect back on that and let his legacy continue through his brother, Bernard Okoth Otieno. That is the only way. Let us forget about all these other side shows. You know, why were they never there before? How can a whole deputy president stand and says, Ati watu wa mawe? The people of Kibra are being referred to as watu wa mawe.
Raila Odinga was a member of parliament for that that area for 21. I'll give you a chance a little, but first, Edwin Sifuna, he was a member of parliament for 21 years, and some of the attacks that have been going his way are that, yes, for all those years, we still face the challenges that Kibra faces, and I'm not saying he was supposed to perform miracles, but how can he then back a candidate, yet within 7 years of Ken Okoth, he saw quite a bit of transformation that he was unable to do within those 21 years?
Well, the circumstances have changed. When people like Raila, when my uncle Lawrence was in parliament those days, there's things that they did not have. Things like CDF. They had no capacity to be able to do those things. The schools that Ken Okoth built, he was not building with his own money. Yes. He was building using CDF. So you have to accept that circumstances have changed, and these changes have come about. Even the introduction of these funds, in the introduction of devolution, these are things we credit Raila for. We had a slum upgrading project when he was the Prime Minister for the Kibra area and for all the other urban areas in this country. It was sidetracked by people who are very well known. And in fact, he has made clear that there is a blueprint for Kibra. It is just that people now want to come and make all this noise about Kibra as if they are the custodians of that blueprint. But let me say this. First of all, when Senator Linturi talks of quality and capacity of candidates, you saw how quickly he shied away from analyzing the quality and capacity of the so-called Jubilee candidate. Number two, Baba, Raila Odinga, he should tell us about the quality and capacity of his candidate. Number two, Raila Odinga votes in Kibra. Let me finish. Raila Odinga votes in Kibra. He has a vote for Bernard Okoth. Ruto does not vote in Kibra. Mariga does not vote in Kibra. Wetangula does not vote in Kibra. All those people, Busalia, he has not voted in Kibra. So you cannot talk about, just a minute, you cannot talk of undue influence from Raila Odinga, yet he's a voter in Kibra. What undue influence are you talking about? I thought that when he was talking about undue influence, he was going to talk about the money, the bribery that is happening under the noses of the IEBC. They have decided to turn a blind eye. People are trooping to a government facility. The office, the home of the deputy president is a public establishment to receive handouts every day. The IEBC is pretending not to see. Violence is not the only electoral malpractice. So that everybody talks about, oh, let there be no violence. But there is bribery of voters. There is buying of votes. We want the IEBC to take... This? We have. And we don't have to report everything. The IEBC has capacity under the law to investigate. We went to Chebukati's office and told him, how is it that you are the only person who doesn't see these lines? Queues of people at the deputy president's house receiving handouts. And Chebukati has perfected this art of looking like he's a very innocent, nice guy. But he is actually the devil.
Edin Sifuna, so those are your words?
No, yeah, they're my words. Whose words would they be? They're my words. In fact, this morning, I want to inform you that I'm taking him to court. Because he sits there and pretends like he's going to run a proper election, yet he doesn't want to follow the law. The law says clearly that you must provide a register of voters that is verifiable. Verifiability of a register depends on the details in that register. If he's refused, let me finish. Let me finish.
Before we finish, let me take you back to that allegation of bribery and that you said that people have been queuing at the deputy president's office or I don't know where. What evidence do you have to really insinuate that?
I have seen it. I have seen it myself.
Do you have the evidence?
I have seen it.
Is okay, but evidence?
Yeah, so I am. This is testimony. Even when you go to court, you can take the testimony of a witness. I am a witness. So I am telling you that these are things that are happening under... No, let me say this. It is not hearsay. You know, I am a lawyer, my brother. It is something I have perceived with my own eyes. It's not something that I've been told.
Have you recorded it? Do you have a clip?
I have perceived it. I don't know which language I need to use on citizens so that people understand what I'm saying. But what I wanted to say is that in Kibra, as ODM, we are counting our friends. We are very grateful to the support that we have received from Kanu. We are very grateful that the Jubilee, the good Jubilee led by Minor Commander and Anne Waiguru have supported us.
Who do not vote
we are very grateful to the support that we have seen from Chai Tingilu and from all the other Maendeleo Chap governors. And we are saying...
Edin Sifuna, you're hitting at the
deputy president. You need to stop interrupting me because I need to say all these things.
But we need to make progress as well. You are saying that the deputy president does not vote in Kibra and therefore has no audacity to go really and make a case there. But all the people are listening.
That's not what I said.
It is only...
That's not what I said. I said when you say that people are exercising undue influence, you cannot accuse Raila of undue influence. He's a voter there. He's talking about undue influence. He should be focusing on people like Ruto because he has no vote there. And he's using money. He's using money. He's using money to be able to convince those people. Now, I want to tell the people of Kibra. The people of Kibra are smarter than you give them credit for. We have spent the last 2 months there explaining to them that their lives matter. That under the ODM government, when it was there under Ken Okoth, they were receiving bursaries. They are all happy. Schools were being built. The same tree that gave them Ken Okoth has given them Bernard Otieno Okoth. These jokes needs to stop now. The hotels have been closed. The money is over. Now it's about the life of their children. They need to take their children to school. They need to be able to have proper education. They need jobs. And when somebody of the stature of a deputy president comes and has a candidate who's promising to build stadiums, I think at this particular point, Kenyans should tell Ruto not to make any more promises until he's able to fulfill the ones that he has made. Lastly, not every noise that you hear from a bedroom is indicative of a problem.
Well, Senator Linturi, I want to hear your exit comments from this topic as we take a break.
You know, we've always said that the character of the ODM is try to create a narrative where whenever there is an election, whether by election or a general election, that there will be rigging. If you heard very well from Sifuna, saying that he's going to court, he's saying that the IEBC must be able to provide a register that is the law. Yes. I have no problem.
So who
but you see, what the character is saying now on TV is that it's like they are sensing that there will be problems, right? Even before the elections are done. Keep that to yourself. Wait until the elections are done. If you win, I'm sure you'll not say that there was no register that was verifiable. So what he is trying to do is to set a stage for injection of the Kibra resource.
Can
because
I say
that
this?
Is your character.
Can I say this? We are the only people, we are the only political party with a stake in this particular election. We are the only ones who are in it to win it. The law will not go, is not going to enforce itself. The law requires defenders. If the law says, you see, these other guys are not interested.
How can you say that you're the only ones who in it to win? Yet,
that's what I'm telling you.
Dr. Chris Omala just
forget
told
Wamala.
We have invested so much as a party.
This is what we are saying.
We are orders or
Can I speak? We are saying we are the ones with the greatest stake. You should remember this was our seat.
Okay.
We are the only ones who are in it to win it. Other people are here for their own agenda.
Okay.
Ford Kenya told us that they are there to teach us a lesson instead of just looking for somebody to legislate.
That? Who said it? I've not seen that.
Gentlemen, we need to take a short break.
So we are the only ones who are taken. That is why we are saying our people expect vigilance from us.
All right.
We are going to ensure that the IEBC carries out its mandate according to the law.
Okay. All right. We need to take a short break from that conversation, but also to put a disclaimer here that Edwin Sifuna alleges of corruption against the deputy president. He does not have the evidence. Those are his views, not ours. We take a break. On a return, we'll be concluding this conversation with the future of the BBI. The report is not yet out, but people are already positioning. We'll be looking at what they have been saying, including a cabinet secretary within the government. Back in a moment.